Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the, that doesn't happen often. And as you know on this channel, I don't ever correct myself. I just go with it. But I was about to do this is the digital asset investor, and I just drew a blank, lost my train of thought. So let's try that again. This is the digital asset investor, and I'm going to start with this tweet I liked from the blockchain backer. He says, all I want for Christmas is redemption from the last Christmas for XRP. XRP redemption. I think that's a great Christmas theme, okay? Now, just as a reminder, as long as we're here, American crypto innovation has been under siege. The SEC versus Ripple case dropped, as I recall, it was December 22nd. And never forget, Jay Clayton, who was warned by Joseph Grunfeld. Now, remember, Jay Clayton was the chairman of the SEC. His number one job is to protect investors. And before he drops that lawsuit on I think it was the 22nd of December, 2 days before Christmas, as like a big flipping the bird to XRP holders, he's sent a letter from, as I recall, from Joseph Grunfeld warning him of how it's going to hurt all of these XRP holders who he has been a part of leading all these investors to believe that it's okay to hold it because they let it go for 8 years. And he drops the lawsuit anyway going into Christmas. And so every time that and there have been times where I see Jay Clayton being interviewed and his face is all white and he looks terrified. There are times I've looked at him and I halfway feel sorry for that guy. And then I remember what he was willing to do and how he was willing to treat the XRP holders, the investors that he claimed, just like Gary Gensler now claims falsely, that they care about protecting. So I don't feel sorry for these guys. They deserve everything that they're getting, hopefully in the form of justice and hopefully in the form of fixing some of the problems that's wrong with this country, starting there at the SEC. So here's the ticker, and I don't know if they're off a day or two on this ticker or what, but procoinnews.com, if you're listening, I don't know what day this thing was started from, but you might want to check it out. Okay, want to remind everybody, Pure VPN, if you don't have antivirus and a virtual private network on your computer and you buy crypto, you need to change that. You need to get one. This will be at the top of the description of this video. They're doing an 82%. This is how you surf the web anonymously. You need to have one. Okay, moving along. This happened today. This guy right here tweets this out. SEC Commissioner Roisman, that's Elad Roisman, is resigning effective end of January. Okay, how is that significant? Because 7 days ago, Elad Roisman and Hester Pierce, who are the only two good guys in the SEC, or commissioners in the SEC, these are the two that they've set the record straight that they are not in support of a lot of what Gary Gensler is doing. And 7 days ago, they put this out, falling further back, statement on Chair Gensler's regulatory agenda. And it says, Gensler has an ambitious scope in his agenda. We are disappointed with its content. And they went further and they even talked about crypto. 7 days later, he turns in his resignation. Here's what he said. Today I sent a letter to President Biden informing him that I intend to resign my position by the end of January, serving the American people as commissioner. And I'm not going to go through all of this. It's a bunch of stuff. There's no he's not taking any shots at Gensler, who probably deserves it. So, but then we move along. Then Hester Pierce picked it up and says, Commissioner Roisman's work has benefited investors, the capital markets, the SEC, and our nation. I cannot overstate the privilege of serving alongside someone so humble, hardworking, patriotic, and principled. And we do appreciate these two people for fighting the good fight. But it does present a bit of a problem. So we did have two good guys, 2 out of the 4 commissioners You got Gary Gensler, and then you have the 4 commissioners. 2 out of the 4 were pro-crypto, and now you might just have 1 pro-crypto, because I don't imagine that they're going to try to put anybody that's pro-crypto in there. There's a big truck out there, and it's making, it's a garbage truck. It's making a lot of noise. I was like, what is that? Okay. Then XRP, the Standard Productions, put out another hilarious tweet, and he's like, holy shizballs, did you see this Roisman resignation letter? And he's got his own, this is parody, folks. He's got his own version of the SEC note that statement from Elad Roisman. Today I sent a letter to President Biden informing him that I intend to resign my position by the end of January. I can't take this BS anymore. From Slick Willie Hinman and Payday Jay Clayton screwing over innocent people to enrich themselves, to this new weirdo Gary Bear Gensler protecting his banking cronies and carrying on this ridiculous Ripple case. The shit has gotten too deep and gotten too high and too deep. Good luck, America. You'll need it. That's funny. And then we also had another one. Stefan Huber comes in and says, breaking, Gary Gensler announcing the new commissioners, and everybody except for Hester Pierce has Joseph Lubin's face on him. So that's pretty darn funny too. I don't know if he didn't change. I don't think he changed the wording on there anyway. Okay. All right. Now, moving along. We saw in my last video where John Deaton was asking, he said what we need to get find out who was buying. Here it is. John Deaton, here are all the ETH transactions from March to June 2018 with $10 million plus USD value. If we find any specific transactions, we will have to try and tie the wallet address to an individual or entity. So the fact that TAIG is able to find all of these, if you've got an Ethereum address, these people can be tracked, folks, whether it's a person or an organization. And that's the fact, Jack. It can. That's one of the dirty little secrets / lies that was told for 8 years in the media about Bitcoin and crypto. They said, oh, this is, and they're still telling it, this is for money laundering. This is dangerous. No. It was created, and I'm convinced, it was created intentionally by someone who wanted to be able to convince everybody that it was for money laundering when it was actually completely trackable by design, okay? By design. And so, yes, they can do this. So I retweeted this and I said, wow, with this you can find names and organizations. And then I copied in Harry Markopoulos, who, remember, he's the guy that blew the whistle on Bernie Madoff, and the SEC ignored him for years. I said, this is your back, because he tracks financial stuff. The financial story of the century awaits, bigger than Madoff, and I stand by that claim. And then John Deaton had tweeted this out. This is from the guy at Masari, Ryan Selkis, I believe is who this is. Yeah. Let me see. He's blocked me, but Ryan Selkis, okay? This is one of the most anti-Ripple, XRP people, Bitcoin maxi types that there is. And he did a write-up apparently for 2022, and these are his quotes. And John says, from a significant Ripple critic, I am, how you say, not a Ripple fan, but from the day the SEC's enforcement action against them dropped last fall, I've been rooting for them to prevail versus the SEC because the case feels dirty, and it could set terrible precedent. We know from Ripple's court proceedings that despite 3 years of meetings with company executives, the SEC never informed Ripple or its partners that the commission believed the company's digital currency XRP was a security until they initiated an enforcement action. That alone is damning. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that baiting a company to engage over 3 years, then initiating a lawsuit with no prior warning is not a good way to craft policy around an emerging market, especially because unlike many other crypto tokens, XRP has actually been legitimately used for cross-border payments as a bona fide currency. So when you're hearing this from a Ripple critic, the truth is coming out, folks. People are starting to see what's going on. Now, look at this. This TAIG has been knocking it out of the park. And go give them a follow at TAIGXRP. All right, what this is this is a letter from, I think I got this in your, I don't know. Let me see who this was from too. Does it tell me? Yeah. Okay. This is from Brian Wood, who is, let me see if it tells me his. Brian Wood's the Director, Office of Legislative and Intergovernmental Affairs. In February, this is to Tom Carper, who is a ranking member in Congress. Okay. On this permanent subcommittee on investigations. In your February 5th, 2018 letter to Chairman Clayton, you requested that Securities and Exchange Commission provide information related to the agency's processes and solicit and accept public comment on proposed rulemaking. Chairman Clayton has asked me to respond to your letter. So Clayton asked him to write this letter. Well, here's where it gets interesting. In this paragraph here, Clayton has gotten this guy to write the letter and request that this guy, Jeffrey Wilkie from the Ethereum Foundation, who had posted, it says he posted on the SEC under the comment index, this notice of SRO's rule proposal is available at this submission on March 18, 2017, disclaiming February 8th comment submission, requesting that his name be removed, that the letter, from that letter because his name and affiliation were used without his knowledge or consent. In response to the March 28 letter, we changed how the February 8th letter was posted on the comment letter index, removed the individual's name and replaced it with a generic description. They literally took a guy from the Ethereum Foundation's name off of this. Why did he want his name off of this? It's like they didn't want to be on the record or something almost. Now, this is where things get really interesting. This is a John Deaton thread, and it's from back on April 4th, 2021. I don't remember seeing it, but this, and I'm not going all the way through this, but I'll start it, and you can go to @JohnEDeaton1 and check it out, because this thing gets shadier and shadier, folks. Clayton's family gets millions of dollars in annual dividends from WMB Holding. His family got $4 million per year in dividends. To receive that much money in dividends is the equivalent to owning $200 million in stocks that pay 2% in dividends. Clayton's wife is Gretchen Butler Clayton. The B in WMB stands for Butler. WMB owns CSC. Clayton's father-in-law is Daniel Butler, who served as CSC's CEO from 1975 to 1998. WMB and CSC share the same address. Multiple other units of Goldman Sachs are using the same address. Clayton's wife was VP at Goldman Sachs for 17 years when Clayton became SEC chairman. There are thousands of businesses using CSC as their registered agent and using CSC's address as their legal address. And then it goes, look, folks, this thing, look right here. CSC becomes the first foreign-owned company to receive domain registrar license in China. I'm sure an arm of the Chinese government granting this lucrative license to Clayton's family is nothing to look at. Now, that's as far as I'm going on this, folks, but I think that speaks for itself. Now, I want to point something out here. None of the crypto media except ProCoinNews.com has been covering this story, folks, but now they're starting to. This is from XRP Crypto Wolf. He's tweeting out this AMB crypto article. And I said, I think crypto media is now seeing ProCoin News do the job they all should have been doing and knows the reckoning is coming. Where are you, CoinDesk and Cointelegraph? And this is the article, Hinman's possible violation of the Code of Federal Regulations, how it affects Ripple versus SEC. And what this is from is this tweet that John Deaton did the other day, whistleblower alert. This is the one where we were talking about how he was saying Bill Hinman might be in violation of Title V, using public office for private gain. Okay, and it was, let me give this guy the proper credit. This guy right here is the one that brought this up. This Nicola right here at Sunday Saucy right there. So they're starting to pick this stuff up, folks, and they should have picked it up a long time ago. Now I'm going to finish this video with one final thing that I think you all need to be aware of. We all know who Elizabeth Warren is. We know that she's one of the people that stands behind and backs up Gary Gensler. We also know that she is one of the people in Congress that is anti-crypto. And for that reason, I saw this video this weekend going around of her getting off of a private jet. Now think about this for a minute. This is someone, all she ever talks about is green energy, income inequality, carbon emissions, and how she cares so much about the environment and all this. And I'm not even weighing in on the environment. I'm weighing in on hypocrisy. And this doesn't have anything to do with Democrat, Republican. I view us all out here in a new party, the crypto party, because these people, I don't care what party they're in. If they're anti-crypto, then we're going to expose them. If they're doing anything wrong, if they're doing anything that's not honest, then we're going to expose them. And this is her getting off of a private jet. So I just, in this, I'm not going to play the clip. I just put over the top her talking bad about crypto and how it's for money laundering, all the same stuff. And I said, we know Gary Gensler is trying to crack down on crypto. He's being helped by Elizabeth Warren. They don't see crypto as an opportunity. They don't need the opportunity. They're already rich. Congress, be on notice, not Democrats, not Republicans, hashtag the crypto party. And this is a little article about how Elizabeth Warren's worth $12 million. This is a breakdown of where she got all this money. And she trots out every time she can and tries to talk bad about the rich and the this. And she's one of them, folks. These people, through their actions, they are the representatives of the big banks. And what she does is she goes out there and tries to act like she's all against the Goldman Sachs and all. She did that when Jay Clayton was in the SEC, but then when Gary Gensler came in, who worked at the SEC, worked at Goldman Sachs for 18 years, she says nothing about his affiliation with Goldman Sachs and lets him right on through. So she's part of the problem. And these people, when the elections come back around, we're not going to forget who was trying to hurt the crypto industry, because crypto, for all of us out here, symbolizes opportunity and freedom and trust and some of the things that these people don't represent to me. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that nobody, I don't care what side of the aisle they're on in Congress, if there is a large group of people who may as well just form another political party and call it the crypto party, who don't care what party you're in. If you're going to represent things that don't represent freedom and possibilities for the population economically, then you're going to be in the spotlight, and we're going to expose the hypocrisy